I was talking to the head of research for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration a while back, and I told him I didn't realize someone was actually administrating the oceans and the weather. Huh, how's that going for you? Sounds like that could be a really big and frustrating job. We were talking about the effects of climate change when I noticed his eyes were rimmed in red like he'd been crying, and his face said sad as he looked at me and said, "Duncan, the North Pacific is misbehaving." He was talking about the heartbeat of a massive system that gives us everything we know of as life, tucked up here in the northwest corner of the left coast. A heartbeat that has been in a dynamic balance with its warm and cold cycles, decadal in its oscillation from time immemorial, dependably ebbing and flowing, bump, 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 until it started this atrial flutter, this watery arrhythmia, a year of cold currents out of the north bringing rich nutrients, zooplankton like cheeseburgers, he said, erratically followed by 2 years of warm currents like popcorn, he said. Boom and bust years of feed for our beloved salmon. I remember thinking, no wonder they don't show up sometimes. And then the fever began, and the blob came to town and wore out its welcome real quick, refusing to budge. Millions of square miles of deep water are hard to heat up at even a single Fahrenheit degree, but 10? He tells me that with these new temperatures, phytoplankton bloom in epic rashes and die. Zooplankton head down to lower ranges deep beneath the surface where billions of creatures that depend upon them can't reach. And in a deja vu all over again moment, just like our fisheries sisters and brothers in the Northeast waters, we lost the privilege to fish our cod stocks in the Gulf of Alaska from one year to the next. Bam! Just like that. And the beach in front of my house received a message in the form of a 17-year-old teenage gray whale that had died of starvation. Remember those zooplankton diving? And he was unable to make the trip back up the hill. And one day last summer, we had 28 Dorado show up on our docks in Garibaldi. Dorado. And in the same week, 2 sailfish and a 90-pound bluefin with 2 coho in its stomach. The underwater sonar showing schools of these southern monsters traveling our northern waters like herds of invading buffalo. And I spoke with another Yoda of the sea who's a visionary oceanographer at the Oregon State University, who told me that human contributions to CO2 emissions in the northern hemisphere absorbed into the sea northeast of Japan's coastline, traveling here underwater on a slow-moving freight train of a current that takes over 30 years to arrive. We're talking about game-changing foundation of the house stuff here. Like if zooplankton can't make their shells, well, then we best be getting out the PB&J, because we are all toast.